Welcome and peace and blessings. Today we have a very special guest, a very special segment. I want you guys to stay tuned for that. But before we get started, I just want to put some peace and positivity vibes on you guys' timeline, whether this be on your TV, your tablet, or your phone. This message is just for you. And stick around. We have someone special on board, an entrepreneur, a self-made woman, loving mother, entrepreneur, as well as educator, motivational speaker. A lot of greatness coming from this special guest that we'll bring on pretty soon. Let's get started. Right after this word, you guys check this out. Today is July 14th, 2025. Almost the last week of July, last few months of the year. Keep walking with me along the path I have chosen for you. Your desire to live close to me is a delight to my heart. I could instantly grant you the spiritual riches you desire, but that is not my way for you. Together we will forge a pathway up the high mountain. The journey is arduous at times, and you can see yourself getting weak. Someday you will dance light-footed on the high peaks, but for now, your walk is often plodding and heavy, and I require you to take the next step. Cling to my hand for strength and direction. Though the path is difficult and the scenery dull at the moment, there are sparkling surprises just around the bend. Stay on the path I have selected for you. It truly is the path of life. Psalms 37, chapter 23 and 24. And that's the reading for today. Right now, I'm going to bring in my lovely guest, wonderful entrepreneur, self made, loving mother, educator, content creator. You guys, welcome to the stage, the lovely J Ma. Her
Hi,
story.
Erin.
Hello,
Hi,
happy Monday.
Erin, and happy Monday, everyone. Thank you for having me here. And um, Erin came to me and asked me, like, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, "Yes, sure. Let's do it. Let's get the week started off with collaboration because I've seen Erin show up consistently, and that's what I also value about him is that he's an entrepreneur that just continues to grow and continues to develop a lot of skills. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And for everyone watching, this is the wonderful J Ma. Glow Garden Digital is her website. You guys want to check her out. And also, before we dive in, that's a beautiful name. Would you mind telling the people where the inspiration comes from? The
For
Glow
Glow
Digital
Digital.
Garden?
Yes, thanks for asking that. So I always have loved like the concept of growing a garden from a seed and being, learning in the process about how to grow a garden. It's also the soil, having the right environments, having the sunshine, having the right nutrients, the water. So it's kind of like an analogy. And I used to have a group called Introverts Grow, Glow, and Thrive Online. So the idea of growing ourselves first, and then we can glow into our environment, and then we can
Wow.
thrive. So that was kind of my keyword, and my branding is the word glow. I also have Glow Nature Wellness now for my natural wellness products. But it even meant a lot more to me after my husband passed. And I
Um,
out of having, growing myself out of also in a space of like healing. And so in order to for us to have that feel the garden, we first have to be nourished, right? We first have to
right.
grow, and we really got to glow in our environment. And so that was an inspiration also from him, to
Um,
have that impact. It's like I love sunflowers, and sunflowers are like to me they're like weeds. They can grow anywhere,
yeah.
in almost any environment, and then they shine. When they shine, they look towards the sun, and then having a field of them, it just magnifies that sunshine, the brightness, when we glow, um, in that garden.
That's
Yeah.
very inspirational and very, very beautiful story and how you found your inspiration to find the name. Glow and
Thank
garden,
you.
those things, they go hand in hand very beautifully. Like you said, you go outside and you see the flowers just soaking
Mhm.
in the sun. You know, nature taking care of itself is a beautiful thing. But the important
Mhm.
thing I got from that, like you said, was nourishment. Like, you know, we can see everything beautiful as it is, but for some things, some people have to nourish it, and some things they nurture themselves after a while. And that's a very good thing to keep in mind, you know, nourishment, because things have to grow. It starts from a seed into a beautiful flower, or it starts from a baby into a adolescent, and that's a very good way to stay connected with life. You know, with the day to day, it's a nice way to stay grounded and down to earth. And also
Thank
that
you.
you said that that's a wonderful way for you guys listening. J Ma here, she not only nourish her business, but she nourished the minds of people as well. She's been an educator. Would you like to tell people about your transition from teaching?
Yeah, so I've been a college math professor for 20 something years, and
Oh,
I loved it, you know, the classroom space. Even though I was a big introvert all my life, I looking back, I feel like it was a purpose, that it was a calling that I was called to do, and it was my part of my most of my life. Most of my adult life was in the classroom, surrounded by a lot of beautiful colleagues and students. To they not only did I feel like what gave me joy was having an impact in their lives, but they also had an impact in my life. That was like my second home. I spent most of my days at work, right? And so I started having different, like, downloads or different thoughts. I think it was one chain of things led to another. Some classes did get
mhm.
canceled, and so when I lost some of that, I lost my husband to cancer, and
Oh,
this whole other world opened up for me inside. It was kind of listening to some of the voices that were inside that said, you know, there's no definite things in life. There's no um, like guarantees that I would even have my job the next month or the next. So there's also the I for me there was a voice saying that there's something else calling for you, waiting for you to create, and there's this other garden that also needs you to, you know, plant your seeds in and start this garden somewhere else and in another space. And I didn't really know what space, so I went on and like tried a lot of different things. And
mhm.
then you find yourself. You find like at that particular journey, at that particular junction in time. Right now, it is like natural wellness. And along the way, last year, I stumbled across digital marketing because like five of my friends did, and they had success within their first few months. So I thought, why not? You know, I love learning. So, and
Yeah,
I believe God had led me down this path to connect all these things I didn't understand. I didn't understand why I was going through all these different trainings and journey, and um, maybe I had some success, and then, but you know, sometimes you think, oh, you're looking at comparing yourself with someone else who has like the seven figures and the eight figures, right, in their first
yeah,
year, and so it's also being human, and knowing that journey and strengthening ourselves and realizing that it's not I'm not them and they're not me. We each
mhm.
have a calling, we each have our journey, and there's a purpose of why we go through what we go through, so we can
Exactly.
potentially help someone in that place that maybe didn't have the immediate success, right, down the line.
Right.
So that is part of like how I I that whole journey of the um, You're there. Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
Aaron.
for
So
sure.
I know I wanted to have this as a also coffee kind of chat in the morning audience
Mhm.
to know more about you. I know your Team Angie LLC has a story behind it also. Is it okay to have you share a little bit about that?
Sure, exactly. Give and take. It's not all about, hey, tell me everything. But yeah, it's a beautiful way to start it off, and I really applaud you for your education. I see how it mixes in with your personality as far as a nurturing woman, a caring woman, and someone who's excited about education, which it goes both ways as far as an educator and a teacher. You want to be able to know things to be able to share things. And that's a really honorable journey to be able to nurture minds and nurture businesses and to put yourself in an uncomfortable position. And that's where I come in. This journey for me with Team Angie is very uncomfortable. I kind of was like you see things that you think might resonate with you, or you see somebody doing something and you know it's possible to be done. So you want to challenge yourself to have that experience. We all have desires and we all chase after desires from time to time. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Peace and blessings. So the thing about that is, you might be successful with your efforts, you might not, but the thing is, it's about the experience along the way. And I've been learning that with this digital marketing and with Team Angie. September 22nd will be my 3rd year anniversary. I feel like I should have been started a company, but it was out of desperation. The reason why I got started was because I lost a sister. Team Angie is a late sister of mine, a sibling, and I lost her to mental health. I didn't really think that it was a thing that was going on in our community. No one ever talked about it. No one ever, if they have experienced it, they never really told anybody what they were going through and how it affected their life. And for me personally, I was seeing me going a downward spiral, and it was something that I was going down really, really fast. And by the time I got to almost the bottom of where I couldn't, catch a grip or kind of find a way to pull myself up, is when I really got to thinking about my direction in life and the things that affected my life. So it became important to me to talk about how I feel, what I feel, and when I'm feeling it, and to know and change the norm that as a guy, a black guy, or just people, period, it's important to know what you feel, and it's important to process those feelings and not let them dictate how you act, how you respond, and the way that your life goes, because it is crucial to have emotional intelligence, and that's really what it's about. Me bringing emotional intelligence to people by bringing mental health awareness, because if you're not feeling good about being able to express how you feel, then you can bottle those emotions up, and potentially it'll be a downfall to your character and your existence. So, with a long story, I'll make a long story short. I started getting into this, I started getting into that, and I started messing my life up, my background. And I had a child on the way. I didn't have any ways to really make money because I had started accumulating felonies. And it was like, when you're young, you're dumb, or just being dumb, period. That's just what it is. Sometimes we do dumb things and we look for validation from our friends or family, from other people to make us feel good about not being accountable. And mental health awareness was another way of me being accountable and teaching people it's okay to be accountable, because we're imperfect creatures and we're not going to be at our top game all the time. We're not going to make the best decisions all the time. And sometimes we just need a little guidance. And that's where digital marketing came in. I was actually not even looking for digital marketing with my company. I started off with accessories, just a way to, because I'm a hustler by nature. I know how to make things happen and I go for it. I don't make excuses. I make things happen. I'm a creator as well. So that's my mindset. I learned a lot about mindset in this community. I was looking for a way to keep my company afloat and looking for sources of income. So when I heard, my brother actually told me about it, and seen the videos about it. Someone showed him a video. However, we both are entrepreneurs and we have our own business ventures. But nevertheless, um, he showed me this opportunity, and I was like, wow, this would be something that I can really utilize, having master resale rights, 100% profit, a community to train from, because I'm usually doing everything on my own. And there's no problem, but it's lonely. It's a lonely journey, and we're not meant to be lonely people. And it's just a thing about myself being a leader. I have to learn how to ask for help and be helpful and also get help. So Being uncomfortable in this journey was the number one key I took away from entrepreneurship. Digital marketing taught me how to be who I am and define my lane, my journey. Digital marketing is just a broad category to entrepreneurship. If you guys want to start making your own money, I have master resale rights, meaning I have a product that I didn't create or design, but it's mine forever to sell. And that taught me how to create my own products for resale and master rights, which I've been doing and learning these past few months. September, no, August 24th will be my 1 year in the digital marketing. And I have wrote a letter to myself because vision is important. Having goals is important. And sometimes you might lose track of your goals and your vision. Things happen in life. So that letter, what I'll be doing in August, is opening it up and reading a letter from my past self to my future self to let my current self know how my future self needs to move and if I'm helping myself at all, just to being accountable. I set goals for this year was to start my YouTube. Hey, everybody on YouTube. And that's what I've been doing. I've been accountable. I get up, I make these videos, whether they're perfect or not, and I learn from them. And I'm just happy with my life right now. I'm chasing happiness. I'm nurturing my mind. I have a garden as well. That's why I was excited to do this segment with you because we both understand the importance of the mindset and the importance of just nurturing anything, a situation, whether it be your finances, your mind, your happiness, your relationships in life, whatever it is or whatever it may be, it takes effort. And that's what the whole thing is about. Like we put ourselves in position by putting a little effort in and to see what might come of this situation for our future. We're chasing a future that we desire to be having time freedom and also financial freedom. And we're learning the skills and the mindset to keep it a situation that we can maintain. You can have a load of money come on your lap today, but not maintain it and not have the mindset to keep it going or to have it to work for you. So this is what we spend a lot of time doing, and this is the community that I've been blessed to be a part of. It's all about community, and that's another reason why I brought Jay on. She have a lot of different business ventures and ideas as well as I, and that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about pivoting from one point to the next and using these situations as stepping stones. You start off in business with one thing, you'll end up with another thing. It's not because of success or failure, it's because of growth. You grow into different people, into different things, you have different aspirations, you have different desires. You might even change up the things that you like personally, food, taste, or whatever. It's just my growth. And me looking back on my journey, I'm seeing my growth as far as my mindset, the things that I'm now confident and courageous about going after my dreams and different things like that. Like I have a pretty rough background, but I like to keep it positive because it doesn't matter what you've been through or what you're going through. It just matters if you're going to keep on keeping on. The journey doesn't stop. The marathon continues, and it's only given to those who are willing to endure it through the end. When you start anything, if you don't finish it, you can't really expect to be successful. You can't expect, can't spit it out. The Monday message, you guys, is trying to spit it out and win the battle for today. To even get my words out my mouth is what I'm challenging myself to do. So it's just about taking those battles one at a time, whether it be, having a little motivation for the day, setting new goals or dreams, or just finding a little courage to finally say yes. I'm going to start my goals, whatever that may be. This year is almost over with, and have you guys took any action to put yourself in position to where you want to be to see your dreams come true? Because that's all it takes is a little bit of action, a little bit of courage, and just to know that the path isn't always clear, but it's possible, and it's not always easy, but it's doable.
Hmm.
Team
I
Angie was a great
really,
community.
yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your why and where Team Angie came from. I think that your sister's really proud of where you've come, how far you've come, and not even within a year in digital marketing. I've witnessed your journey of some of the past posts and the podcasts, and a lot of your, right now, you're also doing other ventures. I know with some trading and things like that. So you're always continuing to grow yourself. And I love what you share also with the journey of entrepreneurship. It's not like a failure or even success, it's a journey, and it is continuing to evolve, right, along
Yeah.
that path. We try different things, and that's how we know. And that's the one thing for me about if I were to go back in terms of my education, I chose a major really quickly, and based on also a conversation I had with my dad, and I have no regrets about that. It's just also if I were to go back and give my other the youth around me, like including my son, and that would be to learn more about what's out there. What are some options for you before you even decide like this is the one for me. Um, it's even for me. It's like even in the for him, he's at that stage where he is trying to figure out his life, and I'm glad that there's some of the paths he's chosen is out of the academic realm. It's not the traditional path that I've traveled myself. So, and there is not a failure like you shared. All of that is meant to become a part of that masterpiece in the end. So I'm very,
Yeah.
very happy to hear that. Um, so I want to learn more about your you know I think it's like learning more about that mental health, the balance, and sometimes we strive to chase after certain things,
Mhm.
and but at the same time, like you said, there's this inner world. Sometimes we don't really know that people are going through, and that's why you have your company as Team Angie to remind uh, people that there's also that world, the peace and the calm and the mental health in terms of not just entrepreneurship, but anything that we do in life.
Yeah.
So do you have any thoughts or tips on or advice on that? Sometimes we forget, our vision when we do an entrepreneurship route, to maybe like chase that money. But then I also know entrepreneurs at moments where it's having that money doesn't equate to like feeling that joy. Some
Right.
entrepreneurs I met that are very, very, very highly successful have that feeling of being empty, that empty feeling. And so, how do we support each other more in that?
That's a beautiful question. I'm glad you asked that. So for me, the importance is pursuing happiness with the I'm not sure how the legislative go and all that stuff, but one thing I heard I hear that's how I learn. I'm a audio learner, sometimes visual and sometimes hands on, but audio the best. Like I hear something that just touches my soul. So I heard a time ago the pursuit of happiness, and what that meant to me was it's something you can obtain, yes, but it's not something that you hold on to forever. So you have to constantly pursue it. And with that being in my mind on a daily, I know it's like moments of happiness. And me being a spiritual person, I kind of grew up in church, a preacher's kid. So that's where my spirituality comes from. It's not nothing that I picked up. It's just what I grew up around. And I relate to some of it and some of it I don't. I found my own spiritual path. But I believe that spirituality is a great balance in life as far as the physical. And that's another part of the mental, the mindset. It's a balance in life between spiritual experiences and the physical experiences, and they do go hand in hand. With the physical, it'll contradict the spiritual. Like your physical, you want to do things for the flesh, the body, or whatever, but the spirit needs nourishment as well. You need to be on spiritual guidance, and you need to have spiritual practices for peace and for protection and for clarity, different things like that. Just like you would do with your physical body, you will work it out for health issues, and it's the same with spirit. It's like spiritual health. And back to what I was saying as far as the pursuit of happiness. When you're balanced, you feel more happy. You can think clearly as far as spiritual. You feel good as far as physical, and you just be more courageous to do things that make you want to chase that feeling. And it's like where the mind goes, the attention goes, and the energy goes as well. And I noticed that the universe will provide you what you think of the most. If you think about being in lack, the universe will continuously give you that experience of being in lack. So I think about the pursuit of happiness, the things that makes me happiness, what brings me happiness, and the universe kind of like guides me towards that. So of course we all need money, we want money, and it's a part of life. But a part of life to me as well is happiness, and it's a very important part of life because you can have everything in the world, but it won't bring you happiness. And happiness helps you with peace, and it helps you with just being balanced in life. You know, things will come at you from time to time, but if you feel with happiness, which I like to do, the house of manifestation, there are levels to happiness and there's levels to misery. So you just want to stay balanced, you know. And I keep a chart in my mind all the time of the house of happiness. Am I on a level of despair and doubt and fear, and those are low vibrations, or am I on a happy route of confidence, trust, and abundance? So it's about being accountable and being mindful of, are you happy with what you're doing, or are you doing it because of a lack of need? You know, and the universe knows what we need. You can't finesse the universe. You can't beg it. You can't, you know, complain and think it'll give you what you need. You have to be aligned with it, and to be aligned with anything in life, you have to be conscious and you have to be grateful first. That's one thing I practice day to day, being grateful. And it helps me with being happy, and it helps me with experiencing things to be grateful for. So that's why I'm kind of successful in my business, because I think about things that will make me happy as an individual and as a business owner. Everything that relates to my business are things that personally makes me happy, and personally things that I know that can help someone else become happy in life, because that's what I like to share, the vibes, and a way for people to know that, you know, you might have moments of doubt and despair and pain, but that's just a moment. Just like happiness is a moment, and it's something you can chase if you desire it. I've added
Thank you.
art
Thank you
is
for
another
sharing.
thing too.
Mhm.
Like business is business. You know, you go to work, which is a business. A 9 to 5 is a business. The way that you manage your time, the way that you manage your energy, that's a business transaction. So it doesn't matter if you're working your own business or you're working for someone else. You still have to manage your mindset on how you're going to tackle those goals and make these things happen. The difference between an entrepreneur is that they're aware that they have to do money making activities. What those money make activities are different for each entrepreneur. But we know, like Jaymon said, you might see someone doing similar industry things, and it's possible for us. But you have to remind yourself, like, you know, this is my journey, and the things that come with my journey is for me. And you just remind yourself from time to time, like, you know, there's no success or no failure in your journey. It's just your experience, and how you look at success, it alters depending on who you are and what you want to experience. So success can be as small as just going after a goal, or just getting started, or, you know, just saying I'm happy for today. That's success to me. So success isn't all about what the world may title it as. To me, being happy each day is success. So that's how I feel successful with my company and the things that I embark on. And that's why I feel like it's important to always talk about mental health, because it balances you out, and it becomes subconscious of a thing that you think of. Like, you know, when you're hungry, your stomach tells you. You know, when you're sick, your body tells you. You know, when you need to chase happiness, your spirit will tell you, like, these are the things that's going to add to our happiness. And you start to discern different situations to get into and not to get into. Discernment is a big gift that comes with the pursuit of happiness, and protecting your energy, protecting your peace, your mind, because these books that I read from on a daily day, it talks about how the enemy comes to steal your mind, and how it comes to fill your mind with a lot of things that steer you off your path, because everyone has a designed path for them to follow, which are your passions in life. And to figure out what your passions in life is, you have to quiet that mind sometime and listen to your higher self and what really makes you happy. And you pursue it if you want it.
Mhm. I love it. Thank you so much for all those you know, tips and sharing your experience of this the mindset piece and the gratitude piece. I know with I believe I've seen, you know, the chart of different vibrations of frequency where we put ourselves in higher states. With gratitude is a big one.
Yeah.
one of those things is just practicing, and it's a practice, not all the time. We're all human. Sometimes we fall back into certain states, and then being aware of like what state are we in, to get ourselves out of that. Like sometimes we stay stuck in a certain state for maybe like we live in that home maybe too long, right? It's time to move. It's time to move up that the next level to have the higher frequency state. And I know gratitude is one of those higher frequency states. So I think that would be one thing that if I were to, have a takeaway today would be what's one thing that we can do immediately, as we, even are listening to this to put ourselves in that higher frequency is think about that one thing that we're very grateful for. For some people, there's days, for me, it's just like I'm able to wake up, I'm able to breathe, I'm able to
Yeah.
see, you know. Yeah. So, how about for you, Aaron? What is one thing that you, will do today for the higher frequency state?
That's a great question as well. And like you, sometimes I have to start off really small and work my way up. And I'd be happy to get up in the morning to know like I have this opportunity, it's my present, and I look at each day like that. It might come a little tarnished, a little tainted, but the present is still the present, and I try to get what I can from it. And I think of it like that as when I get up in the day, I say, okay, I have opportunity, 24 hours to see my dreams come true. And I learn from somebody. I listen to a lot of educational people and motivational people. Someone said everybody has a lucky day, but not everybody show up to that lucky day. So I'm just hoping one day will be my lucky day. I'm showing up to it, and I look at it like that. Like today might be the day my customers show my other customers, and they all come through by the millions. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. Like my viral moment on social media might be today or tomorrow. You just don't know. The story is always unfolding. So my
Mm-hmm.
thing is when I wake up, I'm grateful to see like where my path is going to lead me, and I know that what I'm doing now, my future self will be proud of me if I make it that far. So
Mm-hmm.
I just look at it like, okay, next year, if I'm not where I want to be, it's because my current self is not not helping.
There yet? And we're becoming.
Yeah,
So I was reminded of this saying, like, you're not behind, you're just becoming. So we're just becoming, in this process of becoming
yeah,
who it is that is our maybe the ideal self that we want to become. But becoming also is at this current state, realizing that we are who we are where we're supposed to be, and we're on this earth for me as part of a lesson, a journey, of sometimes remembering and then becoming better, becoming that self that we always wanted to be, right? So
right.
that is it's fun. It can be fun. It's this game on Earth to me. Um, yeah, if we see it that way in creating, like you have so much courage. You talked about like the entrepreneurship is also having that resilience, that courage, just also growing and seeing ourselves in that like kind of like that game when people play, those video games, but we're in this real life game and knowing how to play the game of life
It's
on
life.
Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I know currency and money is part of it. Also learning to play that game of the money game. And I used to come from a place of, I think, lack because also programming and things like that. And so
yeah, social
I realized
conditioning.
also that is some of those old programmings, rewriting that game, right? Rewriting that
Mhm.
programming, um, and making an improvement in our software, and
Yeah,
so that we can like win that part of that game, and then maybe we you know kind of fall a few times. It's like looks like it's game over a few times, but no, there's
yeah,
another part another software that we can write to have those hacks, right? To win that game. And sometimes in some games, it is having other team members work with us, or we work with other team members to help each other to get through that level of life, get through that part of the game. So, and to share about a little bit of experience in the last like few months, even there are days that I felt like I like just push and push because I want this result so much, but sometimes it's just like letting go and believing and just having that faith and just continuing to do those steps that we just know, like in entrepreneurship in life, we just wake up and we do these steps and then just let it flow and let it be, and who we are we attract. So some days it's like I didn't even think about that person coming into my life, and they came into my life, and here it is. I have this sale that I didn't even go out and chase. And it's happened a few times actually. My last few affiliates that came through the wellness journey, especially. And then this morning I had another message from someone who's like, "What is this program? What is, you know?" And I didn't go out and chase that. And so those are the moments when you just have faith. It's like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I trust you. Some, like thank you for the blessing. So just understanding that we do what we do and prepare ourselves for those blessings. So,
Yeah, because they come in time and they come when you're aligned with it. Like you said, like the mindset was working its way to align with the physical part. And that's what it takes sometimes, we forget because we become autopilot running our business, and some people are solo members and some people have teams. But even with a team, you have to sometimes think for your team, and it could be exhausting, and you just be on autopilot because you're used to doing these things as an entrepreneur. But like you said, one thing was very, very important, and I look at it the same way. Like uh, the game of Sims, we are our own creator. We are also designing our future, and we are the masters. So it is how we sit there and think about how we think about things, and how we think about things is important. What you think about, why you think about them, and the triggers that may affect you as you're going about your day, because you do have things that affect you. Like some days are hard, and some days life will just beat you up so bad you'll feel unconfident to where you're not sure if you're on the right path or not. And those days become challenging. Those days do happen. But that's when you have to remind yourself that I'm new to this. What I don't know. And I'm figuring it out, and it's okay. And also, another big thing you said was about rest. Sometimes you might get to that point where you just don't know, and that's the point that you need to get to. And that's all that you needed to do. And when you give yourself a break, you give yourself a little rest. That's when your mind be able to pick up more downloads. Like when the game of life, you download certain levels, certain activities, certain equipment, certain items. Those things come to you in those moments of rest. And I love the part about rest because taking a break is being busy. It's a part of the journey. And sometimes people may think like, oh, you're not doing much, you're resting or whatever. But that's a major key to success, because you have to re-energize your character, meaning your mind and your creativity, and everything that you do. You have to take a break from it, and those breaks sometimes be your big break, so that you
mhm,
can allow your creations to be created and to do the things that they were created for. With the digital marketing and with affiliate marketing, just having an online business, sometimes it's easy to get caught up with, what I put out some creation that hasn't responded, or it hasn't been reacted to the way that I think. But once you let it go and you learn how to let go of those expectations, and you just enjoying life, those creations come back to remind you like, hey, I'm living, I'm nurtured, and I'm nurturing myself now, like with the videos, or however you may do your advertising, your marketing, and people notice what you have, and they come purchase. And it's a beautiful feeling. Like Jaymon said, like, you put yourself in a position to be having these opportunities come to you. And it's not always easy, but it is simple. And at times it's not easy is when it makes it seem like it's not a simple process to do. And that's when you have to remind yourself that you're human, you're having an experience. It may be an easy experience, but You figure out what triggered that emotion. You learn to be consciously aware of, however it may affect you and how to deal with when the future comes around for it to be back. And one thing I know about the universe, you can't run from anything. Whatever you need to work on, you will continuously have that situation, whether it be a problem that looks like a problem in your life, whether it be courage, addictions, um, your situations which you guys face a lot. Those things keep coming around because the universe keep asking you, are you ready to level up? And that's just a telltale sign that you're ready to do something different. You're ready to evolve. As long as you start running from those challenges, being uncomfortable is a major challenge in this online business, and it's rewarding nevertheless. Like Jaymon said, you meet people who are in a similar mindset, they're in similar positions, and they come across your path. It's like, we are all a part of each other's dream, whether it be me here on screen or you watching. We all need each other to make this happen. Like I need somebody to watch my videos for me to make videos, and vice versa. So we're all a part of each other's dream. It just doesn't seem like it at the time. And to be
Mhm.
mindful of knowing that like my success and my failures is all a part of it all. So just to keep on going and keep experiencing, that's where the magic lies, because you're going to have moments where you feel unsuccessful, and that's just a part of the experience. It's a part of your molding. It's a part of your character development, and it's a very uncomfortable process when you're
Yeah.
growing and you're learning and you're
Um, so what I just had to take away from that was um, what sometimes like on this entrepreneurship journey, I revert back to my introvert self, and it can be a little bit lonely at times. And so we're always in this growing journey, and we until we learn those lessons, right, to have the solutions for that. And to me, like when you came to me and said, "Do you want to do this podcast?" and I said yes, and I love it because it reminds me that we don't have to do things by ourselves. We can actually help each other in this garden, in this game of life, and we just continue to support each other. What we give, we keep, and we grow. So it's like when what you just said, it's like this energy exchange. So for those what that was a lesson that for me is sometimes like in the past operating on the lack mindset, and or not feeling that is for me, or the abundance and all that other stuff, or having the fear and things like that. But whatever we want more of, for me that was my part of my journey, is growing myself to that place where whatever we want more of, we give more of. So like if we want someone to support our podcast or support our posts, then we go out there and give that love to someone else. And it's
yeah,
not about like just our stuff. It's like give it to someone else. If we want someone's success, give that success to someone else. Help someone be successful. If we want to get to the next level, help someone else to get to their next level. So there's this teaching for me that is like teaching is learning. So
mhm,
sometimes someone who might be like where I was maybe a year ago, I would just say, I'll go teach them. And that
yeah,
helps me also to level up. And for me, if every like entrepreneur has that, like is able to do some part of that, I believe that's how we collectively get out into, grow into becoming more, and or an improved version, or whatever the word is. I might not have the right words for it, but to get us to the next level together, if we're
yeah.
able to do that support. So that's my mindset piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as a takeaway, it's important to share people's success. That gets you in a uncomfortable position because some people are haters. It's just natural. People hate, like, oh, they doing this, they doing better. You don't want to celebrate with them, and that's a thing that we all have to let go. Like it's all right. Somebody's having success, even if they're doing the same thing or something different. Celebrate them, so that we'll have people to celebrate us and our success. And like you said, yes, it's an energy thing. Abundance is an energy flow. You can have an abundance of lack. You can have an abundance of good things. You know, it's just abundance isn't always about money. It isn't always about uh, wealth. It's just what you have a plethora of. You can have a plethora of problems and abundance of them. You can have, you know, but when we
Yeah.
say in abundance, it's the flow of it. Like when you open your hands to receive something and you use it to bless others, that's what
Mhm.
the abundance flow is really about. And for those of who play their part in abundance, and as far as the collective, like Jay said, because it's about the collective. None of these thoughts that I think even came from myself is a collective mind. I'm not the only person doing this or thinking these thoughts. So that's how we end up meeting similar people, because that collective mind, it's a group thing. You know, you might seem like you're alone with it. You might feel alone with it, but when you really take yourself from yourself, your ego, and you realize the whole world is a collective consciousness and everybody thinking similar thoughts, feeling similar emotions, and have similar desires to have similar experiences. So it's about being open to connect with people and just knowing that you're not alone in your struggles, you're not alone in your success, you're not alone in your educational journey. Hello, one moment, please. How's it going?
Uh,
Pretty good. Other than this, are you going to the doctor about the door? Or? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know if somebody else tried to.
So
Yeah, we just.
I want to take a moment to thank those that are here. And I see Randy here. Thank you for tuning in. Delisa says thank you for tuning in. Jenny, thanks for tuning in. And
Man,
David, Dave, PBJ, thank you so
you got some
much
safety
for tuning
packages.
in. Let us know
You
if
got
you
some
have any
to take it out.
questions on digital
Okay.
marketing. Oops. So um, yeah, if you have any questions or comments, so we also wanted to talk about our day in the life of a digital marketer. So this is basically part of our day is coming on, doing collaborations, talking about our journey is part of the digital marketing journey. And you've seen a lot of those like reels or the posts out there where people are like, okay, I'm in my car, and I'm waiting for my kids and I'm doing my
Here we go.
reel,
You get a code to
or
see what it
I'm
attached to.
doing a live
Put it back on
stream,
the
I'm doing a post, I'm doing some studying, I'm working with a mentor, I'm chatting with people. I am like that's the fun part when we realize our job is actually just creating and also talking to people. For those that are introverts, you can have an automation system, going where you can have maybe ads sell for you, so you don't have to talk to anyone. You can have your funnels working for you,
What's the
so
color
you
on the
don't have
phone?
to talk to anyone. Maybe you
This is
can
the like
send
a basic
emails
full time
um, uh, as an email
everything back to
campaign.
the phone.
So that's
All right, just
also
one minute, please. Thank
possible
you very much.
to
One moment,
um,
please. I'll be right back.
yeah, no problem. Do you want to, Erin, do you want to maybe do a quick wrap up and then we can continue next, maybe on the next live stream next time?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we appreciate you spending your morning with us, having conversation, coffee, tea with Team Angie, Erin, and with me as Glow Digital Garden. You can find me on stan.store/Glow Digital Garden, and you can find Erin at www.teamangllc.com. So if you have any questions, reach out or comment below. And feel free to share. Thank you,
Yes, you can
everyone.
find us both on Facebook as well. So feel free to reach out to Jayma. Go follow her on Facebook, Glow Digital Garden Stand Store. Check out the beautiful website, all the information that she has available, all the products to help you guys start making money online and mentorship. We're here to help you guys succeed in any way possible. Reach out to one of us. Thanks for tuning in.
And thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Personal Journey Overcoming Anxiety. Anxiety weighing heavy? Lighten the load with our support. This course set me on the path to success. Don't wait. Begin your journey today. Comment ready.